Peace, peace. How you doing, everybody? Welcome aboard to your nightly decompressions with Harold Branch. Obviously, myself here to help you decompress, help you move into a good place, help you get focused, stay focused, and all those different things. And so happy to have you. Hopefully, you're chiming in and being able to join us and put yourself in a good space, in a good place, because we do have a lot of things that we're working on as far as a community, as far as a people. I've been up since early this morning doing events and sharing poetry. If you look on my page, you'll see that there was a big community event with a lot of decision makers for the state, a lot of people in position to make change, having the conversation. And I've heard more people in positions of power say Black Lives Matter and start to take this thing seriously. And even though many are moving a little later than we wanted, and even as they move forward, they may not be doing everything at the pace that we want, but we do see movement. And that's important to recognize and know that we're moving forward. And so we're going to start just in a couple minutes. Tiffany, hey, how you doing? Lynn, always back with us. Sophia, what's going on? Thank you for chiming in. As I said, me and Dr. Angela Kenzslowe, we enjoy doing this for you. This is our third week, I believe it is, putting this together. We're not even counting like that. We just want to make sure that we're plugging in, giving you somewhere to plug in, something to look forward to on a nightly basis, Monday through Friday, so that you could relax. Thank you, darling. Dana, I see you, babe, right? So that you could relax, so that you can decompress, so you could get back into the battle, get back into the fight. And maybe we could offer you some strategies to help you maintain for the marathon. And that's our whole purpose. We want you to maintain for the marathon, right? Ms. Brown, how you doing? Shaniqua, boom. I think I nailed it. Shaniqua. So family, right? We want you to be around for the marathon, because this is not a sprint. This time is different than ever before. I've been around for multiple marches, many marches. I marched in South Africa, right? I've been around for many marches, been around for several movements. I've been participating as long as I could talk, getting in trouble in Catholic school in 8th grade for wearing the Malcolm X medallion with the beads. My Our Lady of the West Side classmates, they remember that, they know that, right? And so this has been a lifelong journey for me. It was in my blood. And as a result, I've been able to see some growth, some things, but I've never seen anything quite like this. Brother Ron, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So we're going to dive right in. Sister Dr. Angela Kenzslowe, Sister Angela, she is not going to be joining us this evening, as she needs to take care of herself as well. That's the beautiful thing of having two individuals, but she definitely sends her love. But sometimes the headache gets you, right? So she needs to take care of her spirit and not her spirit, but just physically take care of herself as well. And that's why we're able to lean on each other, right? That's why we're here, and that's why we work in partnership. And just a message to the brothers: it's important that we make sure that we got these sisters' backs, because they seem to always have ours. So make sure that we give them proper cover and proper support, right? I won't say protection, but we protect each other, right? So when I say anything like look out for each other, take care of each other, protect each other, it's not me saying that women are less than or they need that, but that we all need that, because Lord knows I need your protection, and I offer you mine, right? And that's that mutual affection that can keep us strong and keep us moving forward. But tonight's topic, and what I want to talk on a little bit just for a few moments tonight, I would like to discuss associations and protecting your energy. And this is something that's near and dear to my heart, because some of you may be able to relate to this, but sometimes I have characteristics that I wish I could get rid of. They don't always serve me well. One of those characteristics is I tend to care so much. I care a lot. And caring a lot has put me in a position that I am. I finally got to the place in my life where I don't regret it, where I don't feel bad about it anymore, where I don't beat myself up for caring. I don't try to be somebody that doesn't care, because Lord knows I've taken that kind of time to attempt to not care. But it's just not who I am. I tend to care a lot. I put a lot of energy out there caring for other people. Unfortunately, what that does is that has in the past put me in positions where my energy could be absolutely drained by others. And I found myself doing more for others than they were willing to do for themselves. I have a big brother and mentor that always likes to say, people need to participate in their own rescue. And that's not always the case. When you're a caring individual, when you're a capable individual, when you're a individual who is willing and known for getting things done and making things happen, then others will pull on you. They're attracted to you, and rightfully so. Who wouldn't be attractive to that kind of spirit? Unfortunately, that personality type also feels the responsibility of helping. And sometimes we can help to the point to where we have nothing left and we're totally drained, and we're trying to move forward, but it's hard to move forward because we're dragging people with us. And this, man, when I say this has been a challenge for me over the years, this is something that literally took decades for me to work out, decades for me to deal with. But those of you that know me, like my big sister there, Angela, I'm honest about my shortcomings and my downfalls because I know everybody got them. I know everybody has them, and everybody struggles with things like this. Everybody just doesn't say it. So if I'm willing to say it, I know others say, me too. I get it. I can identify with that. So never feel bad about the things that you're working on and you're struggling with. But this was something that I struggled with for such a long time because I would start to feel guilty. One of the largest challenges, one of the albatross that hangs around the neck of good people is the weight of guilt. And oftentimes that guilt isn't even ours to have. Oftentimes we feel guilty for things that are not our fault nor our responsibility. It is important to identify the difference between, and I'm going to give you two things I want us to really be able to identify the difference between these pairs. One is the difference between obligation and a courtesy. A lot of people mix those two things up. A lot of people, when you do good for them or when you have their back or when they call you and you're that ear and it's draining you and these different things, sometimes you could find that these individuals treat that as though it is your obligation when actually it is a courtesy that you're offering them. And unless we make it clear that what we're offering is a courtesy and not an obligation, then we will in turn feel obligated to continue to provide this level of energy for individuals that oftentimes are just too lazy to generate that energy for themselves. Why use their own battery source when they could just plug into us as an outlet? But we do not have unlimited energy. And right now, our energy is being pulled on in so many different directions, so many different facets, so many different ways by so many different entities. If you're anything like me, you may absorb all the things going on. Sometimes when people talking to me and they're venting, I'm absorbing that vent. I'm literally getting emotional. When they hang up, they feel better, but I feel worse. It's kind of like the Green Mile. I feel like John Coffey, but not spelt this, like the drink, but not spelt the same, right? For those of you that remember the movie. And I feel like I'm absorbing other people's cancers, other people's pains, other people's challenges. And if I'm not in a solid place to do that, sometimes and oftentimes I'm in a solid place to absorb that and get rid of it, right? I can absorb that in a healthy fashion, but sometimes I'm not. So what I want you, if you're taking notes or you're thinking about how to move forward with this, and you want to take away from this, number one, be honest about where you are. Be honest about where you are. And what's important about being honest about where you are, because most of us feel like we're just honest people and we say it like it is and things like that. However, I would argue that most of us are not honest about where we are and how we feel about things. We tend to say we feel about a thing the way we wish we felt about the thing, not how we actually feel. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me try to give an example. And so oftentimes we could find ourselves wanting to not care about something that we really care about, if we're honest, but we don't want to look soft. We don't want to look like we care too much. We don't want to give away, in our mind, perceived power because of our vulnerability, not recognizing that our vulnerability actually gives us strength. So we say we don't care. And when that other person moves as though we don't care, it hurts us even more, because the truth was we really do care. So I want you to be honest with yourself. If you have the bandwidth to take on the struggles of those around us, right? Me, you, what's going on? If you have the bandwidth, if you have the energy to take on what other people may be laying at your doorstep. Because I lost someone during this time, like many of you, and we did not get to have a funeral. We did not get to mourn. So I'm still holding some of that, right? Corona is happening, and we got so many facts out here that's not facts. I don't know if they're facts. Does the mask, and everybody talk like they know, and no, they don't know. Everybody's debating this all over social media like they know. We don't know. We're in uncharted waters and uncharted territory. Everybody thought the summer was going to kill everything until it didn't, right? So everybody knows until they don't know, because nobody wants to say, I'm actually not sure. So I'm just going to play it a little bit safe. That's that honesty. But it's also weighing on us as well. What's going on socially to Black people? 6 men have been found hung. Sisters are coming up missing, right? This is weighing on our souls and our spirits. So the capacity that you had 6 months ago, you may not have right now. So I'm going to invite you to operate not at the place you wish you were, but at the place you actually are. Because we need you not to burn out. We need you to be here for the long run. And those individuals they'll be all right. For a night, for a day, they'll be okay. They'll survive. But we need you for the long run. So the difference between an obligation and a courtesy, it's important that people know this. But the other thing that's important, and I say this all the time, people that have known me for a while know that this is one of my phrases and that's one of my distinctions in order to create boundaries, loving boundaries. My boundaries, they may be made of pillows, but they still boundaries. They're loving. I don't believe in being cruel to anyone. But I have to protect my spirit, so I'm available to my children. So I'm available for myself, because I know if I take on too much, I can fall into a state that's hard to pull myself out of, right? People dealing with depression, people dealing with other anxieties. So we got to make sure we're not pushing ourselves into that space. But the other distinction I would like to make, as I mentioned before, there's another distinction, and this is another way for me to create healthy boundaries, is letting people know I love being utilized, but I hate being used. And so when you're dealing with individuals and people are asking things from you, I want you to ask yourself, do I feel like I'm being utilized or do I feel like I'm being used? Because if you submit to requests that make you feel used, even after you have completed that request, the weight of that will still hang over you. It will still hang over you. You will feel the weight of that days later, weeks later, because internally you'll feel like you were taken advantage of. And honestly, you can't really blame the other person because they don't know that you feel that way. They may not have known that they have asked you something that puts you in that space, that may have overstepped your boundaries. How would they know? If you don't tell them, it is your responsibility to teach other people how to treat you. So as you're looking to relax, as you're looking to decompress, this is a way to do it. This is a way to keep your energy stable, to make it through the next day, to make it to tomorrow, so that you can, instead of being an unpaid therapist in a time that you don't want to, in a time that doesn't serve your own self-care, you could detach with a clear conscience and go make yourself a good meal because you deserve to have a good meal. Take the time away to work out a little bit because you deserve the endorphins that working out would bring you. Take that time to play and love on your children, to love on your spouse, to love on your friend, to just love you somehow. Loving you is that's an appointment that I'm going to invite you to stop breaking. Stop talking like I have nothing to do later. You do. You got to take care of you. You hold appointments with other people. You don't allow yourself to be interrupted in meetings. You have a meeting with you. I'm going to invite you to stop interrupting that meeting. And I don't know what that looks like. Maybe it's in the tub with some candles, right? Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's sitting up watching your show with a big old glass of wine, eating some popcorn. I don't know. But what I do know is that it is important and you deserve it. Family, we got a journey ahead of us. We have a journey that deserves all of our energy. It deserves you. It deserves me. If this thing is going to happen, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for us to move the equality agenda forward in a way that would take 100 years to come back around in a perfect storm like this. We could make up for so much lost time right now, but we have to stay diligent. We have to push forward. We have to grow. We have to learn. We have to teach. And we have to be fearless. More courageous than fearless. Feel the fear and do it anyway. We have to be warriors. It's in our nature. It's in our blood. And when I say we, and I say all this, I mean everyone on earth, on the planet. Those that want to see righteousness prevail all have a role in this journey. And we must be warriors. And to be warriors, we have to get out there and we got to know how to fight. We got to be willing to fight. But any movie you've ever seen where you admired the warrior in the film, they got hurt, they healed, and they came back to win. A warrior has to know how to fight, but a warrior also has to know how to heal. So that's what we're here for, to help you heal. I do want to let you know on this Sunday, we're going to be doing, please look for the promotions. We're going to be doing a huge mental health event with 4 different Black psychologists out of the Arizona marketplace. And we're going to be talking about the psychological effects of all of the shootings, of seeing these videos over and over and over again, post-traumatic slave syndrome. We're going to discuss some serious mental health things that are specific to the Black community. I invite you all to check it out. Too often we do these mental health events, and the only people that show up and get and participate are people from the mental health community. No, we need you. We need the community to check this out. It's going to be on this live stream right here Sunday from 2 to 4 on my Facebook. I invite you to please, please, please come and support and check it out. Let's see if we get those numbers through the roof. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Dr. Angela Kenzslowe sends her love as well. And we will see you here tomorrow night. And remember, protect your energy. And warrior, I need you to heal because we need you tomorrow. Take care. Peace and love.